My dear brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ, a kindergarten teacher met fourth grade children and she asked, if any of you answer my questions, you will be rewarded with $2. And the teacher put forward the question, who is the most famous person ever lived? I repeat the question, who is the most famous person ever lived? An Irish boy raised the hand and said, it is Saint Patrick. The teacher said, it is wrong answer. The other boy, Scottish boy, raised the hand and said, it is Saint Andrew. And the teacher said, it is wrong answer. A Jewish boy put up his hand and said, it is Jesus Christ. The teacher said, it's correct answer. Come forward and receive your reward. The boy came forward and the teacher again asked, how come you are a Jew? I am surprised to hear that you answered Jesus Christ. The boy said, yes, I knew in my heart it was Moses, but business is business. Yeah. Yes, my dear brothers and sisters, today we celebrate the feast of the Christ the King. This feast is relatively new feast. It was established by Pope Pius XI in the year 1925 through his encyclical letter. In the history of the Church, liturgical feasts have been instituted to answer to particular needs that arises in the life of the world and in the Church. This feast of Christ the King was in response to the disturbing situations of the world. The world in the year 1925 was still recovering from the devastation effects of the First World War. The nations had been devastated. New weapons and the armory had been introduced. A wave of terror and danger was still vivid. Modernity had gripped into the human mind. Human reason was considered to have enough power and capability for unlimited progress. Human societies were abandoning Christ's values and to do away with the divine and spiritual dimensions of life. Human progress gave a feeling that humans have absolute power over all forces in the universe. Scientific technology makes us think that any discoveries and inventions are humanly possible. But this feast reminds us that Christ still reigns above all. He is the source of every intelligence and intellect. He is the powerhouse of every discovery and invention. He is the ultimate in conquering any problems or difficulties. The kingdom of Christ is under several threats today. The forces of materialism and consumerism have clouded the minds of several riches and pleasures. The forces of sensualism and sensationalism have corrupted many innocent hearts and destroyed many simple minds. The forces of authoritarianism, individualism have shattered many families and community lives. The forces of relativism and practical atheism are strongly raging against the practice of faith and the teachings of the Church. As Christians, we are soldiers, belong to the kingdom of God as Christ our King. As a true Catholics, we need to ask questions to ourselves. Am I deeply convinced of my faith and love of Christ and His kingdom? Am I passionately enthusiastic to live my Christian values in this world? There are many who say that they are willing to give up their lives and die for Christ. But today, the Lord also demands, are you willing to live for Christ? There is an urgent need to become Christ the King's living witness in the world. Amen.